Before the bright lights, before the billions, before the buzz of nightlife, champagne showers, and luxury convoys, there was a boy. A boy from Oba, a small town in Anambra State, Nigeria. His name, Obi Cubana, but the world would one day call him Obi Cubana. Born on April 12, 1975, Obi was raised in a middle-class family. Not rich, not poor, just average. His parents instilled in him the traditional Igbo values: dignity, hard work, education, and resilience. Young Obi, around 12, helping his mother sell goods in the local market. Like many Nigerian children, he learned the hustle early. His mother sold akara and pap. His father was a teacher, wise, disciplined, and humble. They didn't have much, but they had love. And love, sometimes, is the soil where greatness takes root. Q transitioned to Obi Cubana in his teenage years, classroom scenes, laughter with friends, and walking long distances to school. Obi was bright, a natural leader. He had dreams, big ones, but they weren't about becoming a billionaire or owning the biggest nightclubs in Africa. At least not yet. At that time, all he wanted was to make his parents proud. Obi was different. He was always smiling, always planning something. Even when things were tough, he'd say, "One day, we go make am." In university, he was a vibe. Everybody knew Obi, but he never lost focus. Books first, hustle second, party, maybe last. After secondary school, Obi gained admission into the University of Nigeria, in Nsukka, studying political science. While many saw it as just another degree, Obi saw it as a launchpad. Young Obi in his university hostel, reading books, then selling items, t-shirts, perfumes, even organizing small parties. This was where the business bug bit him. He started small, very small. He sold anything he could lay his hands on. Not because he had to, but because he wanted to learn. To build, to grow. He had this confidence. Like, even if he was broke, you'd think he owned the school. But it wasn't arrogance. It was belief. In 1998, Obi graduated. But what next? Nigeria was changing. Jobs were scarce. Dreams were expensive. And Lagos. It was calling. Lagos. The city where dreams are made, or crushed. Obi stepped in with nothing but determination. No godfather, no connections, just raw hunger. Obi living in a small one-room apartment in Lagos, sweating, hustling, knocking on doors. He took on all kinds of jobs, from real estate middleman to importing furniture. Every failure was a lesson. Every win, a stepping stone. He wasn't the richest among us. But he was always investing, not just in business, in people. Then in the early 2000s, came the break. Obi saw a gap. Lagos nightlife was booming, but there was no class, no structure, no real experience. So, in 2006, he launched his first major venture. It wasn't just a nightclub. It was a revolution. Ibiza Club redefined luxury nightlife in Abuja. It was bold, loud, and unapologetically African. Then he was able to raise money for this club to start his Cubana building projects. As of then, his wife was sick, but at that obstacle, she believed in his dreams, and she always supported him. That's when people started calling him Cubana. Not officially, but because the vibe, it was Cuban level premium. But Obi didn't stop there. He studied, observed, expanded, and then the Cubana group was born. Cubana Lounge, Cubana Hotels, Grand Cubana, Pablo Cubana, Rolex Hotels. He built an empire, brick by brick, club by club, hotel by hotel. His secret, he didn't just build businesses, he built people. Most of his employees said, working for Obi Cubana is not just about salary. It's family. He wants you to grow, even beyond him. By 2015, Obi Cubana wasn't just a name. It was a brand, a movement, and he did it all, without scandal, without shortcuts, without noise. Obi always said, make money, but make it clean. Make it solid. Obi started helping people, paying school fees, supporting communities. He became known not just for luxury, but for generosity. The man who built a bridge so others could cross. But even with all the success, something happened in 2021 that shocked the world. Obi Cubana buries mother in style, over 200 cows gifted, Anambra stands still. The burial of his mother was a celebration that turned the sleepy town of Oba into a global spotlight. Money raining, music, crowds, celebrities, politicians, businessmen showed up at the event to support him. People criticized, some praised, but Obi, he stayed calm. Obi was interviewed that day and he said, "I celebrated my mother not to show off, but to honor her sacrifices. Everything I am started with her prayers." And that's the truth about Obi Cubana. He never forgets where he came from, never forgets who helped him, and never stops helping others. From Oba to Abuja, from a one-room apartment to a billionaire empire, this is just the beginning. What does it take to build an empire? Money, maybe. Vision, definitely. But for Obi Cubana, it was more than all that. It was brotherhood, a bond forged not just in business, but in trust. While the world saw the Cubana brand rise, what they didn't see was the circle of men behind it. Men who believed in each other. Men who started with nothing and built everything. Obi Cubana in a modest office with a whiteboard, discussing plans with 5 close associates, one of them a charismatic, younger man, Pascal Okechukwu, aka Cubana chief priest. Pascal wasn't just an employee. He was family, a bartender with charisma, dreams, and the kind of personality that could make a room explode. When Obi met Pascal, it was like fire meeting fuel. Boom, energy, they clicked instantly. Obi didn't just see talent, he nurtured it. Taught Pascal the ropes, gave him opportunities, and together, they made Cubana more than a name, they made it a lifestyle. Cubana chief priest hosting star-studded parties, celebrity appearances, overflowing bottles of champagne. Night after night, Cubana lounges became the heartbeat of Nigeria's elite entertainment scene, from Owerri to Lagos to Enugu. But behind the glamour was strategy. Obi didn't just build clubs. He built ecosystems, DJs, waiters, bartenders, he treated everyone like partners, not staff. And that's where the magic was. He understood people, he made them feel seen. And in return, loyalty. Obi gave advice to his staff, calm, wise, encouraging. Obi said to them, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go with your people. The Cubana group grew, and fast, not just clubs, but hotels, restaurants, luxury event centers. Each one a symbol of class, quality, and customer experience. Ibiza Club, Abuja, Cubana Lounge, Owerri, Grand Cubana Hotels. Pablo Cubana, Lagos, Crave Cubana, Abuja. Obi wasn't chasing trends. He was setting them, and the numbers, they spoke for themselves. The Cubana brand has an estimated annual turnover in the billions of naira, employing over 2,000 people directly and indirectly. But even empires face storms. And Obi Cubana's journey wasn't without friction. Pascal eventually left to start his own thing, Exron. A bold move. Some called it betrayal, others called it growth. Obi didn't fight him, he didn't drag his name. He just said, go shine, brother. Because for Obi Cubana, success isn't competition, it's multiplication. Obi in an interview said, I believe in building people. Whether they stay or go, the goal is that they rise. That's the Cubana way. Brotherhood, even when paths diverge. Then a surprise moment, Obi shows up at the opening of Zirine Club, smiling, hugging Pascal in public. The message was clear, we can all win. No bitterness, just growth. Cubana real estate, investments in oil and gas ventures. Obi wasn't done, he diversified. Quietly, strategically, while others flaunted wealth, he reinvested his. Obi staff said on an interview, he told us one day, don't eat with 10 fingers. Use 2, save the rest to build. He became a symbol of what was possible, not just in Nigeria, but across Africa. A beacon for the youth. And when asked about the secret to his success, he never says money, he says relationships. From the market sellers to the politicians, the secret was simple, never burn bridges. Obi's wealth is deep, but his connections, deeper. In Obi hometown he was building schools, funding hospitals, supporting young entrepreneurs. He never forgot Oba. The same soil that raised him now benefits from his rise. This is the true Cubana effect, not just champagne and clubs, but impact. And in all this, he remained grounded. A family man, a father, a husband, a son. Obi always said, if your home isn't right, your empire will crumble. But there's more, because the final chapter of this story is not about business. It's about legacy. You've seen the clubs, you've seen the cars. Now, witness the core. Are you inspired? If Obi Cubana's story has moved you, if you believe greatness is born in humble places, then hit that like button and subscribe right now. After building an empire, many forget their roots. Not Obi. He returns, not to flaunt, but to uplift. Obi stepping into his old primary school, now rebuilt and modernized with Cubana Foundation inscribed on the front wall. He renovated schools, sponsored scholarships, and empowered thousands of youths, quietly, consistently, purposefully. His headmistress was interviewed and she said, our students now dream bigger, because they know someone who sat where they sit once walked into greatness. His success was never just for him. It was always about impact. But behind the power moves and philanthropy lies a deeper force that drives him. Spirituality. Obi is deeply connected to God. He prays, he listens, he seeks wisdom not just from books, but from above. He once said in an interview, without God, I am nothing. I only plant seeds. He brings the harvest. Obi and his wife at church, holding hands, praying. Then with elders in traditional attire, pouring libation in cultural respect. He honors both faith and tradition, balancing the sacred with the cultural. Soft transition to clips of his family, his wife, Ebele Yegbu, a lawyer and philanthropist in her own right. She's more than a partner. She's his backbone. Obi always says, a good wife brings peace to your palace. And Abele, she is the queen that steadies the throne. Obi laughing with his 4 sons, listening to them talk about school and dreams. His greatest wealth, not the clubs, not the cars, but the sons he's raising, not just to inherit, but to build. He teaches them discipline, gratitude, and above all, humility. Obi said, "You are not rich because of what you own. You are rich because of how many lives you touch." Obi mentoring young entrepreneurs, hosting business workshops, speaking passionately at youth conferences. He created the Cubana Foundation, a bridge between raw talent and real opportunity. I was washing cars. Today, I run a logistics company because he believed in me before I even believed in myself. And that's the secret. Obi Cubana sees what others overlook. He nurtures it and watches it bloom. Obi at a gravesite, placing flowers on his mother's grave. In 2021, he buried his beloved mother, Lady Ezina Yegbu. But he did more than that, he celebrated her. The funeral wasn't just a farewell. It was a phenomenon. Hundreds of cows, luxury cars, celebrities, money raining from the sky. People judged it. They said it was too much. But they didn't understand that was his final gift to the woman who gave him everything. He became brand ambassadors of different groups of companies like Samsung Smartphones, Enviable Transport, Adogwu Bitters, and lot more. Obi said when he was interviewed, "You saw cows. I saw love. I saw gratitude. You only get one mother." Today, Obi Cubana sits atop one of Africa's most influential private empires, touching industries from hospitality to tech. But ask him what he's most proud of, and he won't say billionaire. Obi was speaking to a group of young men saying, "I'm most proud when a boy from Oba can walk into a room and be taken seriously." That's wealth. Obi Cubana's story isn't just about business. It's a blueprint, a testament to faith, vision, and the power of lifting others as you rise. He showed us it's okay to dream in Igbo, to succeed without crime, to make money and keep your soul. He started with nothing, a graduate with dreams. Today, he stands as a king, not because he wears a crown, but because he earned it. So the question now is not, can I be like Obi Cubana? The question is, am I willing to work, serve, and grow like he did? His 50th birthday party celebration was top-notch and incredible, which a lot of celebrities, influencers, politicians and billionaires came out for him. A lot of gifts and awards was given to him, which this Igbo billionaire's businessman sprayed him over 100 million naira in cash. Legacy is not what you leave in your bank account. It's what you leave in people's hearts. Obi Cubana. This is the full story of Obi Cubana. From humble beginnings to billionaire status. And now, it's your move. If this story has lit a fire in your heart, don't let it die out. Share this video with someone who needs hope. Be the reason someone dreams bigger today.